Hey everyone, welcome to this channel. I am back with another video, a little shrimp tank update. As you can see, there's stuff in there now. It's not just a filter and pump, circulation pump, and sand and salt and water. Now we have the main stuff that we're talking about here is this live rock piece. This is a certified live rock. It's pretty big. It's like probably 7-8 inches across. And like 6 inches on the other way. And then over here we have this piece of man-made rock. And this one looks something like this. I really like this piece because, as you can see, there's like a hole that goes through the middle. Oh, what is that right there? Well, we'll get to that. But I like this piece. It gives like a hole that goes through the middle, and over here in that little sort of cut, as you can see right there, there's also a hole that goes through to the bottom right there. And there, so it's like a really nice little piece here that, you know, there's a hole right there and through the middle of this piece. Now the lighting system for this I still haven't set up, but I decided I'm not going to do a coral tank. I'm not going to do reefs. It's just too expensive. I'm not really into them that much. I've realized. I mean, I think they're really cool, but I'm not passionate about coral and reefs and stuff. I'm just really liking what I have going on here with this piece of live rock, of course, with the beneficial bacteria. Oh, by the way, those are in the back. That's the filter attached to that filter. Well, those are the pumps or whatever. You get the idea. The hoses that attach to this piece, and that goes all the way to this side. So it's a 40-gallon breeder. And you're like, why is there nothing in there yet? Well, here's a hint of what's in there. You can kind of see it already. But this is prime reef fish flakes. Premium food for all tropical fish. I got this from the same store that I bought the live rock, or the rocks, and the fish and that. So yeah, the flakes, like I said. So here's what I got in here, man. First on display is this bottom dwelling. Look, I don't know what this creature is. I mean, I know it's a fish. I mean, I just don't know the name of the species of this fish. It's a really cool fish. It looks like a mystical creature, like a fairy or something. Alright, so it's a very peaceful fish. I do know that. Doesn't really nip at anything. It's the type of fish that just goes through the bottom around in little bursts now and then. As you can kind of see, that's the nature of their movement. And it kind of sifts through the situation at the bottom, the sand, and gets itself pieces of food that are at the bottom and such. So I'm trying to give you guys a nice overall feel for what's going on in the tank. So yeah, that's the two pieces right there. I still have to set up the lighting. Lighting's going to be up here. It's going to be cool hanging off of that. Just kind of illuminating the tank a bit. But the salt levels are right and everything. As you can see, that's kind of how that one moves. It's pretty cool. I like that fish a lot. Oh, he's coming to the front. Here we go. So this one has a really cool face. The camera doesn't really capture it. Maybe a little. I got this fish because it's super cool looking. I like the feel of it. I love the color gray. And I got this fish because I know it's a bottom dweller, obviously. I was just observing it for a little while. And I'm like, it looks very peaceful. There was like 5 of them. I chose this one here. So as you can see, that's the kind of movement that this one does. Very interesting. It's a very small fish. Because I don't want to have big fish in a tank that's 40 gallon. I prefer to have small fish that can have, a lot of, so to speak, ranges of their own body length. So he has a lot of places to move and stuff. And finally, this dude here. This dude here is so funny. You can't even see him on camera. Let's see if I can show you right there, that's the hint. What does that look like to you? Well, if you're saying it looks like a little shrimp tail or a lobster tail, then yeah, you're right. It's a skunk cleaner shrimp. This guy is so funny, man. I like them both, but this guy right here is actually hilarious. So, like, I put him, when I acclimated them and put them in the tank, that one was alright. It was just kind of staying still for a little while, then he started moving, acclimating and kind of readjusting to the feel of the new water, the temperature, the new substrate, the sand. And over here, this guy found his spot. So at first, I didn't know how the shrimp was gonna be. Like, is he gonna use the rocks? What's gonna be his thing? But he found, as you can see, that's his tail. His hands are, he's clinging onto the rock from this side. I'm gonna try to show you. I don't know what you'll be able to see, but he is right there. I don't know what you can even see right now. Maybe you can kind of see him a little. But yeah, from the top we can kind of see a little. He's a shrimp. He's a skunk cleaner shrimp. He's also kind of a cleanup crew type fish. He's gonna be usually clinging to rocks or walking around, picking stuff out of the ground, like the flakes that I bought for them. And so, yeah, he's been, for the past 2 or 3 days since I've had them, he's been basically always on that rock. When I once a day I sprinkle some flakes into there, he'll come out, he'll catch a piece through the air, or he'll go walk on the ground and find a piece, and then he will go back onto his rock. But generally speaking, he's just chilling on the rock, and that's what he's been doing. So I think from here you can kind of see a little bit. Let's see if I can zoom in. See right there? So he likes to hang out and kind of hide in this rock here. And yeah, when I throw in the food, he goes, he catches a piece, he fights for it. Not just, so to speak, not literally fighting anyone for it. And he goes back to his rock, right back to that spot, which is really interesting, actually. So that's the tank, guys. I have a piece of live rock, those two critters. That's what's going on here, right? I'm really liking this. When I originally went to go get, when I originally went to the fish store, I didn't know what I was gonna get. Like, in terms of, well, I know what I wanted. I know I wanted emerald crabs and live rock. But then I'm like, okay, well, crabs, they kind of don't hide a lot. They're kind of not so interesting. They're kind of really small. And I do like shrimp a lot. I really like shrimp a lot. They're super interesting. Let me go ahead and get a shrimp. But in this video, you can't really see them that well, I understand. Maybe in another video. This is how this one looks here. Really interesting fish this one is also. So that's the video. In the future, I'll show you guys more of that shrimp. Maybe I'll get him feeding and catching and going back to his rock.